Alrighty, all set? You'll need a sweatband, some leg warmers, and maybe a fanny pack. We're doing a yoga aerobics today. Yes. Maya's got the pants for it. Alrighty, let's start in mountain pose. So as you make your way up to standing, we'll just take a few moments here just to continue to prepare for our practice, prepare for our moving practice. We'll start in stillness. First, just get reacquainted with your breath. You might take a few deep breaths in and out. Noticing your breathing quality. Perhaps slow, deep breaths here. Notice how your body is responding to your breath. You might notice the rise and fall of your chest or belly as you inhale and exhale. And listen to the sound of your breath. And if you can't hear your breath, just turn it up a notch so you can hear your breath, just to bring your attention and your awareness here, more present, connected in this moment, just using these very simple tasks of breathing and listening to the sound of your breath. And as you continue to feel grounded and connected here, let's just move inward. As you inhale, maybe you'll feel the breath rising upward to fill your lungs. And as you exhale, as you're able, draw your belly button in towards your spine, just a little pulling action. You might even feel like a light contraction of your abdominal muscles, engaging your center body, what we call the abdominal lock. So again, as you breathe in, just feel the breath rising, filling up your lungs. Also notice the lengthening in your spine. And exhale, draw belly button in, connecting to your center. Do that a few more times. Good. And now ready to move with breath. Let's inhale and extend your arms overhead and just treat it like a nice stretch. Just reach all the way up. And exhale, fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to, and just take your time as you make your way down towards your toes. You might touch your toes, but you don't have to touch your toes. Inhale and just slide your hands lightly up to your shins or knees and extend your spine, pausing briefly as this half forward fold. And then as you exhale, just kind of melt your way back down to a forward fold, just pausing whenever it feels right to you. Again, you might touch the ground or your toes, or your hands might land at your shins. And as you hold this posture, just notice what this feels like, what's happening in your body. You can keep a slight bend in your knees, but you may still feel a stretch or a lengthening sensation down through the backs of your legs, with gravity drawing you downward through the crown of your head, that heaviness of the upper body, the curvature of the spine. Let me just let your arms relax for a moment. Just let them hang heavily here. Even move them around, maybe circles in the shoulders or a kind of a stirring action with the arms. Even loosen your head and neck. And then we'll return to a halfway lift. So inhale and slide your hands back up to your shins or knees, pausing when you're halfway up, right here, half forward fold, and just settle. Just keep breathing. As you inhale, just continue to feel the lengthening of your spine, long torso, good. Feeling as if your tailbone and hips are moving to the wall behind you, while the top of your head or your crown feels like it's moving forward. Notice the engaged core, even engaged legs to help hold you in place. To finish standing, start by shifting your weight into your heels a little bit, then bend your knees to lower your hips like you're sitting down. And then lifting your chest to about 45 degrees. Maybe take your arms out to the side and stand up, finishing that sensation of reaching up. Good. Exhale, bring your arms out and down to your side. Just take a moment and just roll the shoulders, big circles backward a couple times and forward. As we get into our practice today, we're going to be focusing a little bit on our arms. Okay. Let's continue with the flow. Inhale, reaching out and up. And exhale, swan dive forward. So a good hinge from your hips. Yeah, bend your knees and make your way down, maybe touching your toes. Inhale, rise up halfway, that same halfway lift. And exhale, fold all the way down as you're able, releasing head, neck, and shoulders just briefly. Return to standing. Shift weight into the heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips. Extend the spine as you lift. Arms out to the side. Then inhale. Good. Reach up high. And exhale again. Arms down to your side. Just a pause here. Check in with breath. There we are. Yeah, good. We're generating heat in the body. And let's continue. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up to the lengthening through the sides of your body. And exhale, just swan dive forward. Partially down or all the way down. Inhale, rise up halfway or just feel the extended spine, crown leads you forward. This exhale, fold. Bend your knees enough to place your hands onto your mat out in front of you so you can walk or step or even jump the feet back into plank pose. We're going to hold here for a moment. As I mentioned, we're going to get into our arms, upper body a little bit. So really feel the hands push into the floor strongly, like you're trying to push yourself farther away from the floor, as if your arms are going to get slightly longer. Even lift your hips slightly so it doesn't feel like you're sinking in your center. So just lift your hips so maybe you can sense they're about shoulder level. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees a little and then send your hips into the air. This should guide you into downward facing dog. And just notice how your head and chest kind of sink between the arms. As need be, just make any adjustments with your feet and even your hands on your mat. As we hold here, let's continue to pay attention to what's going on in this inverted posture. Again, hands are pressing firmly into the floor, arms are straight and strong. You might even feel like they're squeezing inward slightly towards your head, towards your ears. Now for your legs, knees can be very bent here so your hips have mobility, and just continue to send your hips or feel like your hips are still rising up into the air. Perfectly fine if your heels don't touch the floor. They don't have to touch the floor here. Good. Downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, rising halfway up. And exhale, just melt your way back down. Same weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive and come all the way up, reaching a little higher as you're able. Let's exhale, take chair pose, Utkatasana. Feel as if you're sitting back and down into a chair. Hold here for a moment, good. Yeah, your chair can be up high, it could even be down low, or just finding what feels good to you. Now this is some good leg strengthening here, but also be aware of your arms, okay? If you take a peek up here, your chair pose actually resembles down dog. Okay, with good bend of the knees, nice long spine, outstretched arms. Okay, so they are poses that resemble each other. Take a breath in and exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, flat back like a table. Perfect right there. Exhale, fold, bend in your knees, hands to the ground, walk, step, or hop the feet back into plank pose. Do that same thing of just feeling solid and strong here in plank pose, the top of your push-up. Pushing the floor away from you, strong arms, biceps feel like they're squeezing in towards midline. Lifting the hips slightly so it doesn't feel like you're sinking in your center. Yes, you'll feel a little lighter hopefully there. Now you can take that same shortcut to down dog like you did earlier, or with your exhale, bend your elbows and squeeze them in towards your ribs and lower your way down to finish your push-up. You can even bring knees to the floor first, then your chest. Create a back bend. It could be a low cobra like this. We're pushing hands into the floor to straighten the arms, lifting chest and hips into up dog, then exhale, downward facing dog. And again, once you're in down dog, making the adjustments with your feet and hands. That same dynamic, press firmly into the floor, strong arms, straight arms, soft knees, hips high, that's it. Even pedal the feet here if you'd like, just to get a little stretch through your toes, stretching your calves, that's it. So if you're pedaling the feet, it's like you're walking or pedaling a bicycle. So really allow the knees to bend. Good. Take a couple more breaths. And then take a little rest, actually. Come down to your knees and actually sit back into child's pose. But make it an active child's pose. As you sit back, make sure you're really reaching out in front of you. Just make it more active. Yes, and just hold there for several breaths. Very good. As you're holding this active child's pose, you're just getting longer, especially through the arms, but also notice what's happening in your shoulders and your chest, as your chest or torso kind of still sinks a little bit between the arms. One more breath in and out. Let's come up to hands and knees. And just situate your hands so they're underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then cat and cow. We'll take a breath in to look forward, creating a back bend, a little arched back like so. Exhale, round it all out. Chin to chest, feel your belly button pull up towards spine and tucking the pelvis under. As you inhale, tip the pelvis back. That creates the back bend, heart opens, look forward. And exhale, round it out. And as you continue with this little steady flow, pay attention to the exhale, cat pose, where you're rounding your spine, exhaling, and pulling belly button up towards spine, because that's also a core engagement. So just pay attention to that feeling. How when you exhale and contract the abdominal muscles, they shorten. Those muscles shorten. Finish the breath that you're on and take two more. When you're complete, just pause for a moment in this tabletop position. Nice long neck, so your gaze is directly down between your hands. You might even step the hands forward just a little bit, spreading out your fingers so you create a good base. Already pressing firmly into the floor so your palms are flat in the ground. Strong arms. Tuck your toes and then lift your knees, send your hips into the air. Once again, downward facing dog. Let's add a lunge. We're going to inhale and extend the right leg up and back, reaching for the back wall. Good. And exhale, let's send right foot up to the top of the mat, or just behind the right hand, behind the wrist is good. Then turn your left heel to the floor behind you. Be sure to shift weight into that back foot so you feel solid on 2 feet. Hands should feel light so you can reach forward and hinge from hips. Yeah, and rise up so you're facing forward. Let's hold here for a moment. Just reach straight up and then bend elbows here. Nice 90-degree angle, and then just pull the arms back a little bit so you can feel kind of a light stretch across the chest from shoulder to shoulder. You might even feel, if you pull it back more, you might even feel your back muscles engage. Okay, just all that nice activation there. Go ahead and inhale and shoot the arms straight up. Exhale, hinge and fold, hands back down to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose. Finishing the push-up if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana, or skip it entirely and go right into downward facing dog. So you can always change it up if you need to or want to as we get to that part of the sequence. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, let's extend left leg up into the air, and exhale, left foot to the top of the mat or behind the left wrist. Right heel to the floor behind you, shifting weight into that back foot, balanced on 2 feet, light hands, hinge from hips. As you inhale, you'll rise up, we'll hold on the exhale. Good reaching sensation through both arms, and again, we'll bend the elbows, pull them back, opening up through the chest, little squeeze of the shoulder blades together, or just feel the engaged muscles behind you. You even might feel sensation in the shoulders. Let's inhale, reach straight up again. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hands return to the earth. Spread out your fingers. Plant the palms. Slide left foot back, plank pose. Again, a shortcut to down dog or a full vinyasa. That's your full flow or movement to get you to downward facing dog. And just pause there for a couple breaths. Settling in. Alrighty. Let's do a little bit more floor work. So gently kneel down. Sit back briefly into hero pose. Then off to the side. So you can take a seat, swing the legs around to the front here. Scoot forward so you're sitting in the center of your mat. And go ahead and roll down onto your back. Go ahead and bring your knees in to your body. You can add movement here as it feels good. We're just going to get set up for a bridge pose. It's a mild back bend. But first, just a little massage for the hips and back. Even circle the feet. Make some circles to get into your ankles. So you might even flex and point. If you can, wiggle your toes. And then when you're ready, plant the feet into the ground. Perfectly fine to set them wider than your hips. Just make sure they're grounded. Then inhale first to fill up your lungs. Exhale through your mouth, perhaps. So you can feel the muscles of your belly engage, that same core engagement, and then peel away from the floor, lifting your hips into the sky. Now you can just lift a little bit if you want, even slide a block underneath you to sit on for a more mild or supported bridge pose, or just lift on your own and just rise up. And just noticing all these sensations in the legs. Okay, front and back. You might even feel glutes engaged, hamstrings. Okay, then front, so the thighs, hip flexors. And to get your upper body involved, you might even rock your upper body left and right several times to get your shoulders and even your arms slightly underneath you, just to feel a bit more opening up through the chest. And if you bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees, push down into the floor with your triceps and elbows, just to give a little bit more support and leverage in the upper body so you can sustain the lift. A couple more breaths. Feel the activation of the entire body. Two more breaths. Start to soften, then we'll wiggle the toes forward a little bit, then extend your arms up into the air to get the shoulders out from underneath you, and then roll your way down to the floor. Once you're down, go ahead and extend your arms behind you, reaching for the back wall, and extend your legs out in front of you. Just a nice lengthening sensation here. We're going to come up to seated, so you might draw the knees into chest, either rock your way up to seated, or roll to one side and press yourself up to seated, and come to boat pose. So this is the boat pose that I typically move into, where I keep my knees bent, active feet. I like to hold on to the legs to ensure an extended spine, lifting here so we're back at an angle. Okay, you can even straighten the legs, point the toes, or you can free your hands. You can even bring heels to the floor. Okay, alrighty. So main thing, long spine, good breath. Inhaling to get that length in the spine. Exhale through the mouth. So you can feel the air leave your belly and feel the engagement. If you get tired here, just go ahead and set the heels down, because I'm going to hold you here a little bit longer. We want a nice strong core as we get into our aerobic work today. Okay? As part of the work, not only is our arms and shoulders and upper body, core and legs. Okay, so whole body workout. Okay, let's breathe in, getting out of the pose. We're going to exhale, cross legs, either hands in front and hop back into plank pose, or hands to the side and swing the legs back or step the feet back, plank. Hold here, nice and strong. Same sensation, push the floor away from you. Strong arms, straight arms. Lift hips slightly. Exhale through the mouth, blow the air out. Feel the muscles contract in your core system. Next, exhale, do the same thing, but just move into down dog. Just bend the knees slightly. Exhale and feel the hips lift. Okay. Actually, return to hero pose for a moment. Bring the knees to the floor, sit back into hero, just to relax your hands. You can do this anytime because this is really tiresome, for the wrist, this force flex, right? Okay, we're gonna be on our hands quite a bit, so feel free to get out of these poses and do some kind of counter stretch, okay? So maybe the other direction on the floor like this, wiggling your fingers help, even pressing the backs of your hands together, circles in the wrist, whatever you need to do. And while we're here, there's a cue that I often give is like from a forward fold, I say inhale monkey pose or halfway lift, exhale fold, plant the hands down. I'll say walk, step, or hop the feet back. I tend to just step back into plank pose, okay? Same thing when we're in down dog and moving the feet back up to the top of the mat. I'll say walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat. Again, I tend to take a step. We're gonna do some jumping today, so we are going to hop, okay? But we're gonna prepare the body to do that. Okay, that's our aerobics today. Okay. All right, so come back out to hands and knees, and then downward facing dog. Let's add another lunge sequence here. Okay, here we go. Inhale, extend right leg up. Good. Exhale, send right foot to the top of the mat. Back to our warrior one. You'll turn left heel to the floor behind you. Shift weight back into that foot until the hands feel light. Yes. Then rise up. Inhale. And exhale, opening to your warrior two. So to the left side of the room. Arms come down to parallel. Adjust the feet as you need to. So again, you feel solid. Yeah. Nice right knee bend, knee and toes are pointing forward. Nice hip opener here. Tall torso, outstretched arms. Let's follow the right arm and hand forward to angle the upper half of the body, yes? And then rotate your arm. So right arm comes down, left hand reaching up. Now the right arm or hand might just be braced against the inner right leg, okay? And just feel the opening of the chest. Even a light left side body stretch. You can even increase that by sending the left hand over your head towards the front of the room so your arm comes a little closer towards your ear if you'd like. Take a breath in and exhale. We'll carefully turn, we'll fold, hands to the floor, back to plank pose. Just slide your right foot back, plank pose, strong bodies here. Take another shortcut to down dog. Move on the exhale. So it feels like your hips float into the sky. Make some adjustments, and then do the other side. Inhale, extend left leg up, reaching back. Yes, good. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat, landing behind the wrist. Right heel to the floor, shifting weight back so there's balance. Light hands rising up, then exhale, opening up to your warrior two. Yes, make adjustments with the feet. Nice solid stance here. Tall torso, outstretched arms, really active in the hands and fingers. Like you're trying to touch this front wall and even the wall behind you. Let's follow the left arm forward, angled upper body. You can stay up high or even go down low. You might touch the floor, but you don't have to touch the floor here. You can always stay up high if that feels better for your hips or your back, your legs even. We do feel that expansion, that opening through chest. And of course, in this lunge, we're getting a nice hip opener. Let's breathe in. And exhale, return to the earth. So turn and fold, hands to the floor, back to our plank pose, strong straight line. Finish the push-up if you'd like. You can always take that shortcut to down dog. But you can go ahead and follow through to get to down dog. Alrighty. Now part of our work today is I'm going to be doing a lot of demo so you can see what we're going to be doing. So take another rest. So bring the knees to the floor. You can sit back into hero pose. If that's uncomfortable, just take a regular seat, okay? So the first thing we're going to do here, we're going to get into our down dog. Let's work with the legs a little bit. So I'm going to extend my right leg up into the air. Don't worry about the height of the leg, okay? If it goes up high, that's fine. But sometimes if we go high, the knee starts to bend, okay? So go ahead and lower it because we want to really get a strong straight leg and even flex the foot or even point your toes, something that's going to keep the leg feeling active. And once we're here, still getting longer, see how my elbows are bent? I want to push into the floor. Elbows are squeezing in towards my ears right here. So getting as long as possible with this active lifted leg. And then we're going to practice a knee bend. See, my left knee is just bending and straightening.
That's all I'm going to do. And this lengthened leg is just kind of a little kick at the top. Just a little kick at the top as I bend the knee. Kick, kick, okay? But trying to keep that lifted leg as straight as possible, okay? Let's just try that out. We'll do both sides. So come out to your downward facing dog. Spread out the fingers, palms press firmly into the floor, strong straight arms, hips to sky. That's it. Adjusting feet and hands as need be, and then go ahead and extend your right leg into the air. Again, not concerned about the height, it's more about the energy of the extended leg. Push through your heel or point through your toes, whatever feels good. Okay, whatever thing you can do to keep the leg straight as possible. Good. Still pressing into the floor with the hands so you feel longer, stronger. All right, here comes that left knee bend. Bend the knee, and then straighten the leg. And a little extra little kick of the right leg up. Doesn't have to go high, just a little, you can feel it lift. Do that 3 or 4 times. Bend the knee, lift and slight kick. Bend the knee, lift and slight kick. Good. Okay. This next one, we'll just take with an exhale, send right foot to the top of the mat. Let's just go through with a vinyasa here. Right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge since we're here. Left heel stays lifted. All 10 toes are pointing forward. We still want to shift the body weight back. So you have light hands so you can rise up here. Okay. Nice reaching sensation. You can even open this up. Even feel free to bend elbows. Let's get back into the legs, okay? So a little lunge so you can really feel this left hip flexor stretch, really good thigh working here, and then maybe a lift. Maybe 3 or 4 times with that, just a little slight bounce, okay? But very controlled. You want to feel like the inner knees, inner thighs are squeezing in towards each other, okay? So you don't feel like you're going to wobble. So squeezing in, okay? Breathing in. And exhale, we'll open it to a warrior 2, settling in, plant the feet, right away, side angle, reach out, tip it over. Let's follow the left arm overhead, reaching towards this front wall. And inhale, exhale, turn, fold, hands to the floor, and just step right back into down dog, both feet on the floor. Just another quick shortcut. Let's do the exact same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air, reach. Doesn't have to be high, just straight and strong. Flex the foot or point your toes so you can really feel the activation of the leg. Hands push firmly into the floor. Push, yes. Right knee bend. Bending. As you extend the leg, a little kick of the left leg straight up. 3 or 4 times. You'll feel that the right knee and thigh really active. Yes. Good. And then the next one, the exhale, you'll send left foot to the top of the mat. High lunge. Right heel stays lifted, all 10 toes are pointing forward. Light hands, so you can rise up, same exact thing. Nice and tall, reach up, take it wide or bend elbows, whatever you want to do there. That might just feel better on the shoulders. Squeeze to midline with the legs, okay, so you feel that activation, okay? And then a little lunge and a lift. Just to get into that right hip flexor and left thigh. That's our workout. Okay, we'll take a breath in, and the exhale will open up to a warrior 2, adjust the feet, nice and solid. Right away, side angle, reach out, rotate here, right hand up and over, reaching towards this front wall. Still moving, breathe in. Exhale, turn and fold, hands to the floor, right back into down dog, okay? Both feet on the floor. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet up to the top of the mat. We'll get to that jumping sensation. Good job. Inhale, monkey pose or a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Nice melting sensation. Release head, neck, and shoulders. Just hold here for a few more seconds, actually. For that nice release, the heaviness, the stretch. And then shift weight into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Get very tall here, reaching both arms up. Yeah, exhale, arms down to your side. Okay, all righty, good. Another circle of the shoulders, perhaps. Good. Excellent. All right, keep it moving. We'll inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, take your chair pose. And if you took a high seat, see if you can go a little lower. It doesn't have to be too low, just a little lower than you did before. Nice outstretched arms, keeping that same energy of a down dog, okay? Because it's the same shape.
Good, breathe in. Exhale, dive out of your seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Take monkey pose, that's the halfway lift. Slide your hands up to your shins or knees, extending spine. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the floor, hop or step back into plank. Just find a step. We'll get into the hops later, okay? Come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana, bending elbows, they squeeze in towards ribs, good job. And push into the floor to straighten your arms. It'll lift the chest and hips off the floor to up dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to take a seat. You can hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat, or just kneel down and take a seat. Legs out in front. Come to cobbler's pose or bound angle. Okay. Okay, just so we can get a little hip opener here. Just hold on to your feet or ankles or shins, whatever feels good here. Okay. Alrighty. So we did the one leg knee bend. Okay, keeping the one leg straight and lifting. Okay. Next exercise we're going to do with both feet on the floor. Okay, we have to pay attention to the whole body. Nice spread out fingers. You can even take them a little wider if you need to, just to give your shoulders a little bit more space. Okay, straight as can be. Really press. I'm pressing more towards my thumb and index fingers, okay? Just be aware if you kind of roll out to the outside edge of your hand, press to the inside, okay, to that portion. Keeps you very stable. Then we're going to do another knee bend. You're going to bend the knees and straighten the legs. Slow on the bend, quick on the extend. And you see how I'm kind of shooting forward a little bit? And the arms stay straight, okay? We're going to do this several times. You're going to inhale as you bend knees. Exhale through the mouth quickly. As you exhale, pull belly in, feel the contraction of the abdominals. Inhale, exhale. Kind of shoot forward. Inhale, exhale. Okay? We're going to do that a few times. And then once you kind of get that idea, you're going to hop. It's going to same thing. You're going to bend the knees. Instead of kind of going forward, we're going to jump straight up and watch. Inhale, exhale. And when you land, bend your knees a lot. Use those shock absorbers. Inhale. Okay, so that's our exercise. You're in cobbler's pose here. Let's bring the knees together. Let's come back to boat. Okay, so you can reactivate core because you're using core in all those jumps. So as you're in boat pose, feel the lengthening of the spine. Breathe in. Exhale through the mouth. Okay, so you can feel that exhalation and contraction in the belly. Okay, here we go. Breathe in and exhale. You can cross legs, hands in front or to the side and hop or swing the feet back. Good, plank pose. Finish a full vinyasa if you want, or just go right into down dog. Okay, let's get set up. Spreading out the fingers a little bit. Even take the hands a little wider if that helps. So you have space around the shoulders. Press more towards thumb and index fingers. So you have that inward sensation of pressing. Yeah. All right, first we're just testing the shock absorbers. You're going to bend the knees as you inhale, and then just exhale. Just rise up to tiptoes. Okay, breathe out through the mouth. Blow it out, and feel the contraction of the abdominal muscles. It almost feels like you're coming forward a little bit. Your hips are going up, but you'll have a sensation of coming forward. Yes. Good. A few more times. Really good knee bend. Inhale. Exhale. There you go. 2 more times. Okay. If you need to rest, feel free to rest. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to get right into the hops. Same thing. You're going to inhale, bend the knees. Exhale. Hips go straight up, and when you land on your toes or land on the balls of your feet and really bend the knees. Let your shock absorbers take that pressure. Bend the knees so you don't land hard. Okay? That's it. So you have this nice soft landing on the pads of your feet. There you go. Hips straight up. There you go. Go ahead and take a rest here. Come to, I keep saying cobbler's pose. Meaning hero pose. Just bring your knees to the floor, sit back, just to get off your hands
okay? Or take a regular seat if you need to, okay? So rest your hands. Good job, okay? So as you jump, try to keep the legs straight, okay? Imagine, we're not doing it, but imagine you're hopping forward to go right into a handstand, okay? Which means the legs need to go up and over your head and straight. We're not going there, but it's the idea of going there, okay? Because what's going to happen really is the feet are going to stay underneath you to hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, exhale, land. Arms stay straight. It's like I'm going right into that handstand. Shoulders over the wrists. I'm coming forward and coming right back down. Okay, so be aware of, noodle legs. Okay? Okay, try to keep the legs straight. Okay. The next thing is we're going to shoot into, I call it shoot into plank. Okay, it's the same idea. So I'm going to bend the knees, shoot to plank. I'm gripping the mat with my fingertips and like I'm pulling forward. Even look forward. Because that's going to be the momentum that gets us forward to get the legs underneath us. So let's do those, okay? So come out to a downward facing dog. Let's practice the shoot to plank, and then we'll go back to the hops. Okay, so gripping the mat with the fingertips, it's going to feel like you're pulling yourself forward. As you exhale, quickly shoot to plank, and even look forward, like you know where you're going. Yeah. Good. Good. Perfect. And the hips, yeah, they do kind of stay high, not too low, so you don't feel like you're going to collapse into your back. 2 more times. Wonderful. Pull with your fingers. Pull. Yes. Yes. Good job. All right. Rest if you need to. Otherwise, try the hops. Just go up and down, not forward, just up and down. There you go. Bend the knees, nice soft landing. Land on the pads of your feet. Strong straight arms. Exhale, don't forget to exhale. Feel the contraction of the abdominal muscles. So much to pay attention to, right? Good job. 1 more if you're able, then rest. Okay? And just come down to your knees if you'd like to take a seat into hero, rest your hands, rest your wrists. Now we're basically just going to combine those 2 efforts, the hop and the pull forward, okay, to get the feet up to the top of the mat. That's when the exhale really comes in handy here. Like I mentioned earlier, when you exhale and contract, you're shortening your muscles, and so you actually shorten your torso. That's what eventually gets you to jump through when there's jump throughs in yoga. We're just doing a hop to the top, okay? So maybe something like this. After our little hop exercise, getting the hips high, practice some height. Ha! Ha! Okay? And then shooting forward. And then combining these 2 things. I'm pulling with my fingertips. Hips go high as I exhale. There might be a slight bend in the knees, so I get my feet underneath me up to my hands. Still landing on the pads, bending the knees. So you get a little bit of that float because your hips went high. Strong straight arms, core shortens, gets the feet underneath you. You can land on the pads of your feet. Let's give it a go. Downward facing dog. Let's just do a quick reminder of shoot to plank. So from down dog, couple times shoot to plank. Pull with fingertips. Yes. Exhale as you make it an audible exhale so you know that's happening. Yeah. Okay, let's try the jumps up and down. Go for height if you can. Really bend the knees, find that spring. Yes. There you go. And now, when you're ready, thinking about it, you're going to pull with the fingertips, height of the hips, getting the feet up to the top of the mat. Yes, that's it, Sarah. Landing on the pads of the feet. Yeah, just step back and try it again. There you go. Exhaling. There you go. You might need to bend knees a little. There you go. If you're kind of low to the ground, the knees will kind of have to bend. Well, you're going to be bending them anyway if you're landing in that little squat kind of sensation. Yes. Okay. Try it one. Beautiful. Okay. What you're playing with here is that levitation, that height sensation. Yes. Okay. That's what's going to eventually get you into that handstand, like that. Right? There you go. Good job. Okay. Let's hop up to the top of the mat. Stay. They're at the top of the mat, no worries, okay? Take a monkey pose from here. Just a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up, reach high. Exhale, arms down to your side, okay? You sweating? All righty, okay? So that's the jump forward. How about the jump back, okay? Pretty much the same, okay? But just some little tips here. So here's my monkey or the extended spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. I'm just gonna get low, just basically getting back to where we landed, okay? Maybe not this low, but we're getting kind of low, okay? Halfway lift, exhaling, okay? Already starting the exhale, getting the hands firmly planted into the floor. I'm going in slow motion, it's gonna be awkward. Almost rounding the spine so I can feel that hollowed out effect in the belly. And hop back, okay? So it's basically shooting into plank but backwards, okay? So you want to shoot the feet back, but your crown, you want your crown to go forward, if that makes sense. It's like a spring here that went pulled out, okay? Monkey, exhale, boom, okay? Be careful with a collapsed back. Okay, be careful with that landing. Okay, we don't want to drop the hips. Try to keep the legs kind of up, hips up. Monkey. Look forward, because that'll help too. Because I feel like you're going that way. Let's try that for mountain pose. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Good monkey pose. Here we go. Exhale, we're folding, bending the knees, planting the hands, spread out the fingers. You might bend the knees. Another exhale, push, and yes. So the feet get pushed back, but also feel like you're trying to come forward at the same time. Take it right to down dog. Okay? Hop forward, same fashion as you did earlier. Exhaling, pull with fingertips, hips nice and high. There you go. Take monkey pose. You're gonna jump right back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Spring, unload the spring. Boing. Yes. Feel like the head's coming forward. One more time, go right to down dog. There you go, nice. Exhaling to hop to the top of the mat. There you go. Take monkey once you're there, or halfway lift. Okay. As you plant the hands, extending spine, so head comes forward, feet shoot back. When you're ready, hips feel like they're going up. There you go. Again, another floating sensation, Chaturanga Dandasana, come on down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just go through a flow here. Inhale, extend right leg up. Let's just open this up, bend and twist. Bend your knee, bring your heel down towards your backside a little bit. Lifting the knee slightly, there's a little twist and hip opener. Breathe in, good job. Exhale, unwind and send right foot to the top of the mat. Back to our warrior one setup. So left heel to the floor, nicely planted. Let's rise up here. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Right away, side angle. That's it. Right hand down, left hand up. Inhale, nice opening through chest. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the floor, back to plank pose, finish the push-up if you want, or skip it, and go right to down dog, okay? Modify this if you need to or want to. There you go. Downward facing. Move on that exhale so it feels like your hips float. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air. We're gonna bend the knee. Heel comes down a bit as you lift the knee. There's a little opening. And exhale, unwind, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the floor, finding your center, rising up. First warrior. And exhale, opening to our warrior two. Adjusting the feet, side angle, reach out, follow the left hand. Angled upper body, rotate the arms, reach high and low. Inhale. And exhale, here's our return to the earth. Hands down, step back, plank pose, finish the flow as you'd like. Good. All righty. Let's try the hop forward, and then we're gonna hop back, okay? You're getting this. Inhale. As you exhale, hop up, pull forward, land lightly. Monkey pose, inhale, we're gonna come to standing. Exhale, fold, reverse your swan dive. Weights in the heels, bend your knees, inhale, reach up. Let's just keep it moving. Take chair pose, exhale. There you go. There's our down dog that's standing up basically. Breathe in. Exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Here we go. Monkey or halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, spread out your fingers, bend the knees. Shoot to open up that spring. Good. Right to down dog if you want, or just finish the vinyasa. When you're finished with the vinyasa, go ahead and take another rest by coming to a seated position. You can come to hero or another seated position. Okay? So that's basically that hop up, okay? So when I give that option, I'll say walk, step, or hop, okay? So those are the elements you can put into place to jump forward and to jump back. It's a similar kind of action. If you take Ashtanga, it's that same jump up, but it's a jump through. Actually, you jump through like you're a swing basically, and you take a seat, okay? Rather than landing on your feet, you're landing on your bum, okay? So here's a modification of that, okay, that I tend to do, okay? Earlier I said, take a seat, either kneel down and take a seat or hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat. It's mimicking the hop through. So let me show you. Same idea, nice strong straight arms, strong hands, getting the hips high, bending the knees, exhaling. I'm gonna cross my legs and sit down, okay? But imagine taking the legs straight through the arms to take a seat, to land here, okay? But we're just modifying. So we'll practice getting there. This is how I like to practice this. So when we jump up into the air, before we're keeping the legs straight, okay? Here you're gonna do what I call cross uncross, okay? You're gonna jump, you're gonna get some height because you need time. You're gonna jump up, cross, uncross, land. Cross, uncross, land. Crossing the legs in midair. Then that same pull action, crossing the legs midair, pull, bend elbows. They have to kind of go out, hollowing out the belly to take a seat. So that's what's happening there. Cross, uncross. And then a pull through for the seat. Right into a boat pose, for example. Okay? From seated, let's come back to boat. If you're there. Re-engaging core, nice long torso. Inhaling, filling up the lungs. Exhale through the mouth. Feel the contraction. And that's it. And then follow through. Breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, either hands in front or to the side. Now if your hands in front, it's the same. So unload the spring. Push the feet back to land in plank. There you go. Take down dog. Just go right into down dog. Okay? First, maybe a couple of hops, just up and down like you did earlier. Alrighty? Just to remind yourself of that. And then try the cross, uncross. You're just kind of crossing at the ankles. Just one cross. Okay? Just one shin over the other and then down. Okay? That's, yeah, like that. Cross, uncross, land. Soft knees, soft landing. Bah. Can't hear you land. Bah. Okay? Yes. Alrighty. Okay? Jumping to the top of the mat. Cross your legs to take a seat. See if you can combine all of that together. Yes, like that. That's fine. Hopping forward, cross legs. Yeah. To get to that seated position. Okay? And then from seated, okay, like we just did getting out of boat pose, okay? We got to get a little momentum going forward, so a little rocking sensation, so we can get that rock forward so your head goes that way. kind of rolling over yourself so you can get your feet back behind you. Okay, so here's my boat, crossing legs, hands out front, ready to go. Watch. Exhaling, so I'm just rolling over my legs. Ready to go, okay? And then ready to unload the spring. So we're gonna shoot forward, feet back. It's almost getting into that same kind of handstand prep. Pressing down, strong arms shooting forward. I'm already ready. Push, okay? Head goes forward, the feet, I'm just going in slow motion here. Feet spring back. Let's give that a shot. Okay, from your cross-legged position or boat pose, breathing in, you're gonna move on that exhale, cross legs, roll forward onto the hands, push feet back, bam, okay? Down dog, hips to sky. Okay, you're gonna take a seat again. Hop forward, cross your legs, take a seat. Yes, good carry. There you go. I like that. Even if you're landing on that one foot, and then you just continue crossing the leg and just take a seat. Boat pose. Boat pose. Okay. Do it one more time. Breathing in. Exhale, cross legs, hands out in front. Push into the floor. That gives you some momentum to kick the feet back. Head forward. There's plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take one more seat. I've got one last thing for you before we finish. Okay, cross legs, take a seat. Bam, yep. Just like that, just like that, okay? Okay. With practice, because you got the dynamics, you've got the mechanics of it, it'll just be being able to jump farther forward perhaps, or even kind of getting more into a little ball. Yeah, to get forward, to cross the legs and then to take the seat. Okay, now that you're tired, this is where these blocks are going to come in handy. Okay, we're going to do next. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to balance on these blocks. Okay, so going back to some arm work. Now, if you can come to half lotus, come to half lotus. If you can do a full lotus, take a full lotus, okay? So that's this, okay? We didn't practice any of this, so don't worry about trying to get here, okay? Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the blocks as an extension of our arms, okay? And just watch me for a second. So I'm gonna roll the shoulders back, squeeze shoulder blades together to engage the upper back, okay? Starting with bent elbows, the long neck, but if I straighten the arms, and press and lift, I can kind of lift my hips up off the floor, okay? Then you might be able to engage core, shorten to lift the knees off the floor, okay? If you can't do half or full lotus, do half lotus. One foot stays on the floor, use that as an anchor, okay? Okay, to help you lift, to get everything off the ground. You don't have to lift that bottom leg, okay? Same thing if you're at more of a cross-legged position or sukhasana, same thing, okay, like a crane, okay? So it's really some arm work, okay? We get the shoulders down away from the ears, roll shoulders back, squeeze shoulder blades together, exhaling, so you can shorten the abs, press as far as you can, and lift, okay? If you can get the feet up, lift the feet. Let's give it a shot. Okay. I tend to have my palm on the block, fingers draped over the front. Just grab it the way that it feels good to you. Okay. Okay. Shoulders down and back. Squeeze. Yes. Inhale. Start the exhale first so you can feel the contraction. Maybe starting with hips. Okay. Keeping the feet on the floor so you can just get that action of strong arms. Lifting. Shorten. Okay. Even feel like you're doing cat from cow. Okay, this is cow. Feel like when you lift, like you're doing this, because that will shorten the abs and get the hips underneath you, which may help you to get the feet up off the floor. Yeah. Try it again. Lift one foot. There you go. Even if you get a little hop. Okay. I call this pose, what do I call this pose? Do you remember? Do you remember what I call it? Michelle Obamanasana. To get the strong, yes, Michelle Obama arms. Okay, one more time. It's actually scales pose is the name of the posture. One more time. You can even be done with feet out there, right? And then land. Let's finish with the blocks. Sitting in the center of your mat, go ahead and roll down onto your back. Breathe it all out. Light movements. Deep breaths. Check in with your body, especially your wrists probably. Your low back and hips, feet and ankles. Add a pose here. Maybe it's a hip opener like happy baby pose or reclining cobbler's pose. Maybe add a twist. Might do a spinal twist where you send the knees to one side for a round of breaths and then the other side. So just kind of finishing up with some light movements. Now you're not restricted to those that I just named. You can move any way you want. Just to do a final check-in with your body. Notice how you're feeling after all this aerobic work. Whenever you do feel complete, find your way to stillness, into a restorative posture. That might be Shavasana, where you're just lying flat on your back, legs extended out in front of you, maybe arms down by your side. But any pose that feels good to you will work, just as long as you feel relaxed. Yeah, even lying with your knees bent, feet on the floor, because that can be very relaxing, especially through your back body. We'll just take a few moments here. Just noticing again the quality of your breath. You might be slightly out of breath. That's fine. We did a lot of movement. Heart might be racing or pumping a little faster. But as you're able, just continue to focus on your breathing. You'll start to slow down the breath, doing your best just to take a longer or slower inhale, followed by a slower, longer exhale. Feeling that calmness return to your body. Feeling yourself just melt into the earth. Here, take 5 slow, steady breaths. Long, deep breaths as best as you can. And after your 5th breath, take your time, no rush. Slowly, carefully roll to one side of your body.
briefly there in that nurturing pose. And continue to move in slow motion and guide your way up to seated. Good. Nice long spine, sitting up nice and tall. And just one more movement together when you're ready. And inhale to take the arms out and up, another stretch. Then exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. And just take one more breath in and out. As we come to the close of our practice together, we bow saying, Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.